Hello.
It's Tuesday.
It is.
All right.
It came super fast.
It did.
Yes, because there was no Monday this week.
Right?
Sorta.
Kind
I mean,
of.
there was one, but we
Yeah.
weren't here, so there wasn't one. Thank gosh.
It was nice to have a 3-day weekend.
It was nice not to have a Monday. For change.
All right.
So,
well,
we hope you guys enjoyed your holiday.
yes.
It was not the best weather, but it was kind of nice. It wasn't too hot, so it wasn't miserable, but at least it didn't rain like it did
Friday.
Friday was not.
Friday was crazy.
It was not a nice day.
It was crazy.
It was really not a nice day. I feel like if I move any farther, I'm gonna knock over our friend here.
Yeah. Maybe we should just hi.
Yes, we're gonna be kind.
We
have a third guest today. I laughed. I looked in here and I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks like the robot from Short Circuit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to Google the name because
Mm-hmm.
it's been a long time.
So
So we'd like to introduce you to Johnny Five. We have a new friend.
Mm-hmm.
So
he looks a little like my phone.
a little bit. We've given him a makeover for the year 2000s.
Yeah.
Where he's got a makeover.
He's rose gold now.
He's rose gold. He's eating an apple.
Yes.
Sort of.
Kind of. We don't
Don't
get out
mind
enough.
We had not enough time on our hands today.
Yeah.
I don't know
The day went still
yes,
crazy.
So hello to all of you. Hi, Mom. And we are going to talk about some Scan and Cut stuff today. So we haven't actually got anything new in shop because we haven't been here.
Right.
So, but we did get some of the Leabu Bag Lady bags in. So for the bags that we're waiting on, the actual bags, we've got those in.
Yeah, that was exciting.
That was.
We were hoping the stabilizer would come in before the bags,
Yeah,
but we're still waiting.
We're still waiting on some stabilizer.
Yes.
But there's going to be some new actual machine bags coming in.
Yeah, they're so cute. Oh my goodness.
We might have some new things for you to spend your
money on soon. Yeah,
because they're really cute. Because we all need new things to spend money on.
We do. Everybody needs a Tulip Pink
needs
rolling
a
bag.
Pink. Number 5 is alive. Yes. That is absolutely right. Too much fun.
Too much fun. Yeah.
Whatever happened to Steve Guttenberg? Where did he go?
I don't know. I mean, he did some other movies.
Yeah, but
Independence Day, right?
He's just kind of disappeared. Poor little guy.
Poor guy. Yeah.
So the new email address will come whether you capitalize it or not. Technically, it's actually all not capitalized, but it won't matter.
No.
We'll get it either way.
It's just easier to see.
We just wanted to make sure that it was easily
accessible.
Easily accessible and easily readable for, depending upon what screen you guys are watching us on.
Mm-hmm.
So great question though, Sandy. So either way will work. Just PG fine. So, and we've been getting new emails in there. So thank you to all of you who are using that new email address and
I've been so anybody who has been sending an email to the old SBC Global one, I've been responding in the new one. So if your email comes from a different email address, that is why we are trying.
So we're slowly diverting.
It's a chore.
It is.
Just to get everybody to switch over. I have to email people to tell them to change our
where
email.
To go from, please.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy.
So we do appreciate you working with us to get us all into that new address because it's such a
and lots of you shopped this weekend. So thank you.
My iPad kept chinging this weekend.
Yep.
So
there was a late one that came in I don't know, like 11
it was
late or something last night, 10:30, 11 o'clock. And my phone goes to sleep at 10, but my iPad was still out there. So David and I were sitting and we heard cha-ching and Dave's like, looks like you guys made some money.
So we do appreciate you guys supporting even when we're not here. So thanks for that. And we certainly do appreciate. So
So we know, I bet you if anybody is watching this and they actually have their scanning cut, I bet you half of them who have a roll feeder haven't taken it out of the box yet.
Yeah. So they are pretty cool. They're really not as scary as you guys probably think that they are. But there are a few little parts. So
little
we
nuances.
are going to walk you through how that all goes. And I'm going to show you how you don't have to be scared because the machine will actually show you everything that you need to do. So the first few times you can let the machine walk you through it. And then once you figure it all out, you can just tell the machine, I know what I'm doing. And you can tell it to go fly a kite. So once you know what you're doing, you can just tell it, I know what I'm doing. I don't need you to walk me through it. But when you don't know what you're doing, you can let it do that. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And we will go ahead and get started. So first things first, before you even connect the roll feeder, you're going to want to cut something with it, right? So it's really fun to connect this piece of equipment, but once you have it connected, what are you going to do with it?
Right.
So little known fact, all of the stuff that's built into the machine is not going to work on that roll feeder. It has to be a special file extension. So you do need to use your Canvas workspace to create a file so that it will work on the roll feeder. How did I find that out? I tried and it didn't work. So we are going to pop over to my computer, kind of like we did last week. And this is my computer screen. This is the downloaded version of Canvas Workspace. So
say that again.
How did I get there too, right? So this is the downloaded version. You can have this on a Mac. You can have this on a Windows PC. It does not matter. So whatever computer you have out there, you can still use your roll feeder. It does not matter what you have, but you must download the Windows or Mac version of Canvas Workspace and put it on your desktop, laptop, whatever it is that you do to be able to create this file. So I've got this beautiful screen here. Up in the left-hand corner, I've got my typical pieces. You can see they're kind of highlighting as my mouse is scrolling over. You've got your typical file edit, all of that kind of things. So a little bit different than what you would see online. You've got little icons and things online, not all of the words that you see when you have an actual app or program actually on your computer. So what we're going to look for is over all the way to the left side of the screen. And you've got a paintbrush, and then you have a square with an arrow, then you have circles.
That would be on the right-hand side of your screen.
You know, it's golf left.
Wrong tools.
Wrong tools. My bad. I do know my right from my left. I just
she likes her left better.
I've always wanted to be left-handed. No, that's a lie. I just said the wrong thing. So I apologize. All the way to the right, all the way over, you're going to see a paintbrush. You're going to see a square with an arrow, circles in the shape of a circle. Really, really fun there. And then you're going to see a kind of a sideways diamond with lines underneath. And then that last little guy there is going to be, it looks like the settings on your machine. So it's a turned down corner of a piece of paper. We're going to tap on that guy and it's going to pop up your artboard, which is your workspace. When you tap on the drop down, you can choose what type of artboard you want to play with. So your default on this is going to be that 12 by 12 mat. So the mats that come with your machine is your defaulted workspace when you open Canvas Workspace. You can change that to 12 by 24, or you can do rolled material, which is what I have on screen. So when you click on rolled material, the default there is 36 inches, which for all of us, we know that's 3 feet. You can cut up to 6 feet of rolled material. All you have to do is change that height space right there to be 72. So whatever it is that you want to create, you can change that space to be whatever it is. So we simply have to make that space longer, and you can see that that rectangle in the middle is changing as I go. So if I have 60, almost past it there. I have now 60 there. We all know that that is, nobody knows? Oh, wait, you guys, I can't hear you. Just kidding. Okay, so that's 5 feet. I could go up to 72. That would be, so you guys get it. I just changed those inches to be however many I want. My default is always going to be 12. So if you see that's kind of grayed out there a little bit to the left right here, I can't change the width. The width is going to be 12 no matter what. I can simply change the length.
Right.
All right.
Because we can't, it's not like a stretchable scan and cut, right?
It's not a stretchable scan and cut. I'm going to just type in the number that I want. So I'm going to get that back so you guys can see a little bit better what I'm working with. Obviously, the space gets a little bit tinier as you're working in there. You can zoom, but I like to be able to see what I'm working with. So if I have something that I'm going to do that's not 6 feet, I don't want to have that big space on my screen that I can't see as well. So I'm going to just do something on this 3 foot of space, and I'm going to just do some text so that you guys can see real quick how we're going to do this. So
Belinda asked, does this apply for my old CM350?
Unfortunately, it does not, Belinda. This is for the roll feeder, and I'm going to just, I don't know if you guys can see which.
Probably none right
probably
now.
not
We'll
real well. I'll bring it up.
Yeah.
This is for the roll feeder, which is an attachment that goes on the DX machines. So the roll feeder will allow you to cut up to 6 feet of vinyl at one time, and it works because of the half cut feature that is built into these new machines. And the reason that it works is because you don't need a mat, which is why it works so awesome. And the reason that that works is because that half cut feature means that you're not cutting all the way through. So it's only cutting partially, which means no mat is necessary. And that's why it works.
Yes.
It's all magic from there. I don't have any description for why it works past the half cut feature.
So this will work with any of the
DX models. 125, 225s, 230s. I know there's a few others out there that we don't actually deal with here in the shop. But those DX models are what this is going to go with.
Yeah.
So great question though. And I've apologized that I didn't make that clear when we started.
That's okay.
So again, this is a 3 foot mat that I have shown on screen, 12 inches wide. And I'm just going to grab my text tool here. I'm going to click on screen. I have a cursor now, and I'm going to just type roll feeder fund, just so that you guys can get an idea. I'm going to hit return, and now I have that. It's kind of tiny. I'm not going to make much of a banner or anything out of that, am I? Not going to be a whole lot of fun. So I'm going to rotate that so that I have it on its side, and then I'm going to make it bigger. Super easy to do. I didn't rotate that very well. Still not rotating very well. I'm twitchy today, evidently. My bad. All right, so I want to make that taller because that's super skinny. Make that a little bit longer, fill up that space. So in here, we've got lots of abilities. The last font that I did was this italic font. I have the ability to come in here and change that. I have the ability to change the size. I have all of that stuff that we're used to. My computer's just catching up with me because I tapped on that there. And I have just a few fonts programmed in my my computer here. So when I select one, it will automatically change what is in there. And wow, that made it super big. And so
it's because you didn't put Disney Bound on there.
I should have done Disney Bound for my buddy over here. So you can see that I have roll feeder fun in there. If I select all of that and I write Disney Bound instead. There we go, Disney Bound. And then I resize that. That is a terrible font. You can barely even tell what that says. But you get the idea. So I actually really like that font, but not for this. So let's just get something that's nice and bold. I actually have some really cool Disney fonts. But that's not what you guys are here to see. So if I have everything that I've got that I'm ready to make, and we're going to put this on the back of her camper, and everybody's going to know where she's headed, and they're going to start attaching to the back themselves to the back of her camper because they want to go too. We're all going to end up attached to the back of her camper so that we all end up in Disney. So we have this all ready, and I want to now cut this. I'm so sorry, excuse me. I come up here to my file, and I am going to click Save As. Export is going to export an FCM file. The FCM files are actually not what I want this to be because it needs to be that special roll feeder file. So I'm going to click Save As. And when that pops up, you guys can see here, it's this weird name. I don't know what it means. I don't know how they came up with it, but that's the roll feeder file extension. And it will automatically save that in that file extension. And when I go to pull up something for that roll feeder, it will automatically say, hey, you can cut this one with that roll feeder extension.
And in case
So,
they can't see it, what is that extension?
It is C as in cat, W, P as in Paul, R, J. Yep. That's what that says. J. I only have one contact in. It's a new thing. I'm testing it out. It's working pretty good. CWPRJ. So again, I have no idea what that stands for, but that is the roll feeder file extension. We're going to just click save. It's going to go to my USB stick that's sitting there already attached to my computer. So once I have that, I would pop that out of the computer, pop that into the USB. So let's go ahead and click number, whatever it is that you're supposed to remember. Ta-da! And we're going to come over here. So I realize you can't see the screen really well, but you guys need to be able to see this too, because that's part of this whole process. So when we come in here, we're going to want to page over.
Is there anything special that they need to do to put this on?
Yep. Wait for me to get there.
Okay. So I just wanted to make sure because it's already attached here.
I literally just took it out of the box and I set it down here. It does technically get these little hooks here attached in, but I only did that because there's nowhere really place else to put it.
Okay.
So I kind of pre-attach that, but it'll tell you that.
It'll tell them to do that. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Because that's how we had it. So I just wanted to make sure.
It's only there because there's nowhere else to put it.
Okay. Good to know.
So I could just as easily have sat that up here
and then
at this point because the instructions are going to tell me where to put stuff.
Okay.
They like to tell you where to go. Yeah.
Oh, it went to sleep.
Oh, we're going to wake you back up. All right. So we're going to page over. There's a little arrow right here. And I'm going to go to the roll feeder button. It's a cute little roll of vinyl and it says roll feeder right underneath of it. And basically it asks me what it is that I would like to do. Does it say you want to actually start to cut? So I already know how to attach the roll feeder. I've already done all of that. And I actually want to go to cut that file that I have, or do I need to still attach it? So we're going to go to step 1 at this point, and we're going to tell it we need to attach the roll feeder. I'm going to move this so that you guys can see a little bit better. And what it's telling me to do is right here, pull the feeder release lever towards you. So right here, we have this little gray button and we just flip that towards you. Oh, and there's some little dirt underneath in there. Look at that. And what that does is it releases this bar, which is the feeder that actually feeds your mat in. So what that does is it lifts that up a little bit, and this is now a little bit loose. So that's all that step is. And then you hit next to go to the next page. You're going to move that feeder position. So A is the black piece here, and B is the light gray piece right next to it. While holding A in place, rotate the feeder roll lock dial towards the back and unlock it. So right now I can't push that right or left, and I need to hold A. I don't know how well you guys can see that.
A is the black.
A is the black, and B, and the arrow here is very clearly showing I need to roll it to the back. So when I do that, now I can move that whole piece. All right. And it says move that towards the back and unlock it. There's an arrow down the feed roller, and it's showing you what is A and B. So now I go to the next, and it's saying to slide that to the next position. So there's literally 2 positions that can go in. So it's very hard to screw this up. All right. So we're going to slide from A all the way over from this position all the way to the A position that it's showing you. So there's actually little indentations in the machine here. You can't see them, I'm absolutely sure, but it's literally drawn into the machine that it shows you. That little roll feeder drawing that was on screen is also embossed into the machine right here. And basically
that line, it's
right there. You can't see it. And so that's all this step is. We're going to tell it next. And then it says, while holding A again, now we're going to turn it. The direction is now back towards us to lock that in place. So I'm going to hold the black piece, which is A, and I'm going to lock it. So now I can't move that piece, and I'm locked into position at that size here instead of here. And I go to the next page. I bet you guys could have guessed this one, huh? I'm going to lock that into place. And that is all that this page is telling me to do. So now I'm going to start with the pieces that were actually in the roll feeder box. So in that roll feeder box, you get these pieces here, which are the white plastics. And you also had a little card that looks like that credit card that's made out of cardboard that had a code, and you got one free design. Can you grab that?
Mm-hmm.
And that free design is this one right here. And everybody gets that free design. It is literally the one that you get for free. And once you activate that card, you will get that available to cut. And you can play. You can add whatever it is that you would like to do.
We have that cut someplace, don't we?
I don't know that I have that particular one cut. I played and created. I couldn't just make it easy. I had to create and play. So I don't think that I actually did that. I did something and
Something
then
similar.
I made the Leabu and added flowers
Right.
and stuff around it. But I did something similar to that. Okay. So once we have all of the positioning done, now it's telling us to attach this piece here. So we have 3 total pieces. You've got this guy here, and the piece that's actually going to hold your vinyl in place there. So this is the first piece that we're going to work with. And it has this little tubing right here. You can kind of see a little bit right there. And that's going to snap right onto that bar. And what we're going to do is take that, and it's literally going to snap right into place. And since we moved that attachment, there's a little
cutout for it.
Little cutout, if you will. Yep. And it's going to fit right into place. So you literally, again, can't put these things in the wrong spot once you've moved those positions, because it's literally right where it's supposed to be once you're following these directions.
That's right. So if you think that you did it right and you try to put that on and it doesn't fit, you didn't do it right.
You didn't do it right, because it literally will only go in one way. All right. So once you've attached that, we're going to go again, we're going to hit the next, and it's going to show us that we are going to take the attachment where you're going to hold that. And again, you've got these little notches here, and you have holes in the doors where those notches sit. So you thought those were for opening the doors, I bet. Nope, they're for holding the tray that's going to actually hold on the vinyl. So insert the 2 hooks into the 2 holes. That is page 7. All right, on page 8, you're going to flip these guys up, and then you're going to place your rolled material and slide the material to be cutting face up. So you're going to have your face up here. There's tiny little notches in place there, and you're just going to tighten so that it sits in place there. So I have my rolled material sitting in place, and this piece here, there's a little pinch on the side that allows it to move so that you can keep that nice and tight. You can hear it click if you're not holding that. Either way, you're not breaking anything, but it won't pull backwards unless you release that button.
And so it needs to be tight, but not so tight that this
you need it to be able to roll. Absolutely.
So make sure you don't over tighten that.
Correct.
It doesn't say that.
No, it does. You're correct. It does not. The side of the material needs to be cut facing up. So again, we're going to be using that half cut feature. So you want to make sure that the colored portion of your vinyl is facing up, so that that is the part that we're actually going to be cutting. Paging down, the side of the material is facing up. It's just naming the parts. Page 2 on these don't really give you a whole lot of information, but I just want to make sure you guys see it all. So again, this piece is going to slide, and then your vinyl is face up. On page 9, while squeezing that, slide the left to it so it's against. I was a little bit ahead, so sorry. And you're going to adjust that plate. I might have done this once or twice before. My bad. All right. And then we're going to take and we're going to attach and put the end until it extends past A. So up here, we're going to place until it comes up to the top. All right. Now, this little guy is the cutter, and it has a home on the back end of here. And I know you guys can't see. I'm taking my hand. It's literally right over here. And there's 2 little notches that these sit in. You've got an oval here, and you've got a circle here, and it will sit at the base in the back here. Those are also here. Okay, so those same pieces will sit here. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that trimmer And what you want is you want a nice clean edge so that the rollers can pick it up. You don't want a skewed edge because then your feed is going to go in there and it's going to skew when it goes into the machine. So what we're going to do is we're going to place A on top of the rolled material. So you're going to pick it up from the back, move it, and place it on top. And it just needs to be past that cutter. And then what you're going to do is align with the line here. And again, you don't need to waste a whole bunch, but you're going to use the trimmer here. I'm going to pull it back towards me because I don't want to start in the middle. All right. And you're going to trim so you get a nice straight edge. So, you know, if you're a scissors cutter and you're just kind of like you want to have that nice clean edge at the top of that so that it will feed nice and clean. So firmly press down and slide all the way across while making sure that your edge is clean against that little it looks kind of like a Lego brick.
Yeah, I was gonna say
a little piece right there. You've got a little bump, so it's an edge to make sure that you're lining everything up correctly.
It's like a squaring up edge.
Exactly. So you're going to do all of those things, and you're actually going to cut off that top little bit just to make sure that you're nice and straight. Once you have all that, you're going to put this back in its former home at the base of the piece and remove that cut end and put that in La La Land. Okay. Once we have all of that, we are going to take that rolled material and cut till it comes all the way up underneath the top piece. And again, we want to follow that guide all the way up here. Let's see. There's a lot of little writing here. The reference lines are, we've got everything here. All right. We've got all of those reference lines aligning the left side on there. And then while everything is there, we're going to go ahead and hit that load mat piece while it's there. Make sure that you're lining everything up. I have gotten this where I'm like, oh, I screwed that up. But it's going to take that and it's going to stay nice and lined up as long as you have that nice straight edge. It's kind of strange how it actually cuts. It feeds it in, it moves it. I mean, it's going all over the place. So make sure that you don't have a camera right behind your cutting surface and all of that while it's going through. Make sure that everything has plenty of cut space and make sure that you stay nice and straight lined up so that it's going to continue to feed nice and even. Also make sure that if you tell it to cut 6 feet, you have 6 feet on the roll. So don't put a partially used roll on and then just guesstimate on how much is on that roll. Make sure that you have enough because you will have wasted all of that rest if that is the case. Still in the box. Yeah, I guess I could have read that a little while ago. I was probably there. All right. So once we have attached everything and now my vinyl is loaded, I'm ready to actually cut. So instead of telling it I want to attach, I've already done all of those steps. I'm going to start to cut. Okay, so where do I want to cut those from? And I'm going to go ahead and pull from my USB. And why is that not there? It's not supposed to be in there.
Is it because the USB stick is still in your computer?
Yeah, but that's not the right one. Did it do that? This was the one that wasn't loading. Yeah, it's fun. Okay, let's see what you got. Okay, so we've got some built-in stuff in here. This is what we're going to show you. This USB is not playing friendly today. It's not loading, so I apologize. So in here, we can see we've got an arrow down. This is a Disney machine. You can tell by the Disney. So this is a built-in Disney design. We've got a thank you with, did you bump it?
I did.
Hey, good job. It's finally your turn to do that today,
Right.
huh? So what we would do is we would actually just hit okay, it would load the design. We can mirror image that if we're doing a heat transfer vinyl instead of just a standard craft vinyl, and that would then mirror image the entire thing for an iron-on process. So that is the loading.
Big iron.
So you know, I did all of the door sign or like the
Yeah,
door
their
banners. And I used my heat press, which is a 15-inch heat press.
Right.
And I just
keep moving it down.
I just kept moving it down. And I used a Teflon sheet to make sure everything was covered in all spots. So if I hit a spot more than once, I wasn't hitting it too hard in any one spot or anything like that. So it wasn't an issue. Everything came out really, really well. So definitely advantageous to have a heat press if you're working on those larger things from a heat aspect. But definitely very cool.
It's pretty easy to figure out what that is.
I don't have a Disney design machine, so I haven't gotten to see these. So that's really, really cool. But pulling up the designs, you have the ability to play and move the designs. That's what's allowing here. Once we hit OK, I'm literally going right into the cut. It's asked me if I want to cut or if I want to draw, which is really interesting. It's not asking me if I want a half cut because it's the only way that this will work.
Right.
So I don't get the chance to tell it I don't want that because it is all that it will do.
Right.
So this is going to be auto set for half cut. So you guys can see there is no mat here. That half cut feature is only going to cut, in this case, the white portion of this. The actually, I'm going to open this so you guys can see the back side of this is, I don't know if you can see, it's got like a bluish tint to it. I don't know if you guys can see that in the film or not, but the waxy back of this, the sticker backing is actually like a tealy aqua-y blue. And it's going to only cut down to that. It's not going to cut through that. So that's how that works. And it allows you to go that long of a distance, and it just feeds back and forth until it gets through that whole thing. It's actually really cool to watch it. And you're just like, how does it pick? And it matched up because I did some wall banner type pieces at home and connected them. And there's not one error anywhere. Everything matched up exactly like it was supposed to. And I was pretty impressed. I mean, there's a lot of room for error when you're talking 4 foot of, just going back and forth. And it only takes a little bit of turning for something to not completely match up. And there was not one. I did I bought a card. And so it was the hexagon pieces that were just, oddly enough, it looked like honeycomb. And every piece lined up perfectly. I mean, that's a lot of shapes to not, and little lines to have no errors in. So it really does a great job.
It's kind of like the rhinestone thing, right? It's magic.
So it really is.
They've come a long way.
They really have. And for all of you who, like me, probably thought I understand my 650 or 550 or whatever it is that you have, because I thought the same thing until I used one of these machines once, and I went, oh crap! Now I got to buy another machine because it was so flawless. It blew my mind, and you guys know I had no problems running the 650s. I mean, I taught the classes. I played until I have absolutely no qualms at all. I can sit down in front of a 650 and get it to do pretty much whatever I wanted it to do. But the ease of use and the perfection of these machines is just amazing.
It's kind of like it's kind of like the baby lock sergers in a way. You can make another brand of serger work. You just have
you got to work for it,
right? You do. You have to fiddle and you have to play and you have to, but it will eventually do what you want, and eventually you'll figure that out. But you've just got to mess with it, and then you get this that has that auto blade, and it makes your project get done so much quicker.
Doing anything just so much more fun when you don't have to stress over it.
Right.
When it takes the work out, it's just fun.
Especially if you want to do like a variety of different things. You know, some people, they buy their scan and cuts and they buy it for a reason. Like maybe you have a business and you're just cutting vinyl. And, again, if you've got your old 650, you already know because there's not a lot of wiggle room. You're doing so much more with the same thing that it's not that big of a deal. So, when you do multiple things, it's really nice to have, like I always say, it's really nice to have something that does things quicker for you because you don't have to feel like you don't have to store all that information up here.
And it's
so quickly.
And it's it's not a, well, that one came out, but that one didn't.
Right.
And I wasted 50% of whatever came out.
Right.
Because I can't use that. I don't run into that anymore. It all works.
Yeah.
And
so nice.
it's just,
it's nice.
it is.
It's nice when it works the way that it's supposed to work.
Absolutely. And so I'm sure all of you who do have a DX understand what I'm saying. It's just so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
And so much fun.
I definitely am going to have to play around with some of these Disney things.
Yeah. You know, when I got mine, like I said, it was literally when they first came out, they didn't have a Disney machine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would have invested in the Disney because I don't do Disney like you do. I did
Mm-hmm.
Disney
Right.
A lot for many, many years, but we don't do it anymore.
Right.
So, you know, I have a Luminaire. I can stitch Disney.
Mm-hmm.
I can certainly buy cards, which
I'll
have.
share.
Oh, thanks. Just have to drive to your house, right?
I'll bring you. I'll meet you halfway.
Well, they got one here,
Right?
so. But it's.
I'll roll it in my bag.
Good
Bag, right? It's so cute.
But yeah, so it's just there's so many things, you know, and it.
I did not pick up my bag and chill it. Do you want to roll it over here?
So you know, it's just there. I have so many customers that come in and say, well, I want to do this. And I'm like, that sounds like fun. Let's figure it out.
Right.
You know, and it might not be your traditional whatever. It might not be, maybe not even be recommended by brother, but that doesn't mean we won't try to figure it out.
Yeah.
But that is so stinking cute.
Oh my goodness.
So Sarah showed me this, and I just have to say, in my defense, this is not what it looked like on the computer screen. So, oh wait, you're killing yourself here. You're caught in the wheel.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, good job.
So this is a new Tuttle bag that is just so damn cute.
Like there's sewing notions
Look,
on there, right?
There's sewing machines and
it's
needles and buttons.
Right.
And it's Tula pink,
right.
which explains it all. Watch that cord. Here, got your cord.
We really need to get
so-
wireless cords.
So she was like, I'm going to order one for myself. Do you want one? And I was like, I'm looking at the screen and I'm like,
Yeah.
And then it came in and I'm like, son of a gun, I got to buy one. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I got to have one. It's so dang cute.
I managed.
You are well into that. Yeah, just don't move. She's totally wrapped into the
the cabinet foot
cabinet
now.
wheel
Oh boy.
inside the plastic.
Mhm,
And yeah,
I did a good job.
she's in there good.
I am.
She's not going anywhere.
No.
But anyway, so scan and cuts are lots of fun. I realize a lot of you don't already have them. I realize a lot of you have the older versions of them. I am still here for you guys if you have the old ones. Not gonna lie, you should totally upgrade. They're so much fun. But if you still have the older ones and you need help, please give me a call. We'll certainly help you figure it out and whatever it is that you're doing. But unfortunately, they're not creating new things for the old machines. You know, they stopped doing that. So all of the new stuff that they come out with is only going to be for the new ones.
Yeah.
So shed a tear. And
Yeah. The story of our life, right?
yeah, pretty much.
Just
so,
as soon as we get something down pat, they're like, let's change it.
pretty much. That's kind of how it works around here.
Yep.
But
Yes.
no idea why these aren't reading.
I don't know.
That one's being a bub.
Right. So we have I have my Kimberbell Zoom Saturday. Next week we have what do we have next week?
Next week, I don't think we have anything.
No.
The week after that, we have Foot Fetish and
Scan and
Cut Club, which your Foot Fetish is on the Teflon
foot. Yes.
Teflon foot, and then Scan and Cut is on foil.
Mm-hmm. It's really cute. The pineapple. You should have brought it over.
I should have.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. So we are going to do heat transfer foil, but I am also going to talk about at the beginning. There is a kind of for cards or paper foil as well. There's a brother kit for foil as well as the heat transfer. So we're going to talk about both kinds. what the kit actually has is for a wall hanging. It says "Life is Sweet." It's got a pineapple. It's super
Very
cute.
cute.
It's 2 colors. So 1 color foil is not hard. 2 colors isn't hard, but we're gonna talk about how to
Spice it
blend and when they're right next to each other. What do you do?
I don't know.
Because what do you do?
That commercial where they're asking, it's why do they call it a pineapple? It's not pine or an apple. So now every time somebody says pineapple, I think of this silly commercial. Have you seen that commercial?
Unfortunately, no.
No, yeah,
Darn.
it's yeah. That's what they're like, and the guy's like, I just work at the fruit stand.
So unfortunately for me, darn, I don't watch a lot of TV that has commercials.
I don't have cable anymore, so if I want to watch something like on the Hallmark Channel, it is basically live with an antenna.
Gotcha. So we have cable, and I only watch recorded stuff pretty much on, which means I fast forward through the commercials. And my daughter came home, and she has Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I like it because there's stuff I can watch that I can't watch anywhere else, but it has freaking commercials in it, and I'm not so sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, you'll see that commercial on Hulu.
Will I?
Mm-hmm.
Haven't run into that one yet. That's like when I run up and get a drink or
Yes.
like, oh, commercial.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about fast forwarding through that.
So
pay more for Hulu.
Yeah, Naples, Florida. So Louisa, what's it like in Naples? I don't Naples, Florida. That's got to be better than here. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Look at all those lovely names.
Yeah.
I recognize lots of names.
Anybody have any? You guys are quiet today. It always makes me nervous when you're quiet. Does anybody have any questions about what we talked about today?
Hi. So, visiting. That's always a good reason to go to Florida.
So we have the upcoming classes. There's a dime event at the end of the month.
Yep.
Custom quilting in your hoop, I think is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is? Yeah. So we have that coming up. And I forget.
July we have Welcome Home. And of course our clubs and Foot Fetish. And then August we have a Welcome Home.
The July Welcome Home is almost sold out. I think there's just 1 or 2 spaces left. So if you were contemplating July, you should sign up now.
Absolutely. And if not, we'll have just as much fun in August. I promise.
Maybe more.
Maybe more because we'll have done it already. So we'll know what not to do.
That's right.
When is Scan and Cut Club? This month it is either June 16th at 5 o'clock or June 19th at 3 o'clock. It will probably run at least an hour and a half because I'm going to demo the one before we actually get started doing the physical project that we're going to do. The kit includes a 11 by 14 canvas to put the project on, so you can actually put it on the wall instead of just having a piece of fabric that you're like, what do I do with this now? So it will actually be physically done. Physically done. So it is, you can absolutely do the SnC foil on clothing. So I actually have a t-shirt here that has that on it so you guys can see how that works. However, it doesn't really stretch. So make sure that it is an outfit that is not needing to stretch. So wherever you put it, don't put it around there.
So,
or a shirt that doesn't, a sweatshirt that's baggy or, those kinds of things. Not an athletic type of.
And I'm sure the question is, I try not to do that. When are you sending the kits for that? Probably Welcome Home. It's probably still a good week away.
I haven't gotten the threads yet for that.
Yes, we did.
We did. Okay.
Yes, but we have not put it all together yet.
We've got maybe 2 of the 4 projects stabilizers cut. We're still waiting on some of the stabilizer to come in.
Yeah.
So
it will
as
not
soon as
be
we have
this
everything
week.
cut, we will start shipping those out, assuming that's what you're asking, was about the Welcome Home shipping.
Yeah.
As soon as we have it, we'll start shipping. We're just waiting on a couple things.
Yeah. So the disadvantage of putting stabilizer and thread in there is that we're waiting.
We have to wait to get it all. So
yep.
But yes, so
Cheryl wants to know, what is Welcome Home? It is the easiest way to describe it might be just to send you to the website. I mean, just go to our
Yeah.
website and our shop store, and you can see the projects and a little bit of blurb about it. But it's basically a branded Kimberbell event.
yeah. So it was designed specifically for Brother, but of course, since Baby Lock has the same types of things, it will also work for Baby Lock machines. But it is specifically designed for machines that have the IQ Designer or the My Design Center built into the machines. That so any machine that has that, it's designed to help you learn some of the ins and outs of those. If you still want the projects, you certainly could still get the project package.
Yeah, and you would
And,
get the
and you would still get the
designs.
designs. You would just not be able to do those portions of the design.
Right. You'd
So.
have to do them slightly different. You just find it. You'd have to
Find your own way. Yep.
Home. It does not have an event pin.
No,
It is not a Kimberbell event. It is
no, it's designed by Kimberbell, but it's not one of their specific
Right.
events. So it's funny because I was actually like, we should totally come up with an event pin.
Right.
We'll have to figure that one out. Maybe I could design them on the ScanNCut,
Mm-hmm.
and then we could get a button maker.
Yeah.
Totally should do that.
Yeah.
In my spare time.
In your spare time.
Yeah. Do you guys have spare time?
Can you loan us some?
Yeah, if you do. Could one of you guys come up with a cute little button, make them all, and then I'll buy them from you? Just kidding. Anyways, no, it is not that type of an event. However, we are looking at September, October, booking our next, I know buttons, yay, our next Kimberbell.
Yeah, the Halloween one.
The Halloween. There's a new
Yes.
Halloween one. We haven't even seen the projects yet.
But
so-
if you have been looking, it's a 2-day event, and we are definitely doing it. So if
don't sign up
that's
anywhere
right,
else.
don't sign. We haven't figured out our date yet, but it's because of me. It's my fault. September is screwed up.
Somebody is taking like half of the month of September off, and then we have club. So I'm trying to figure out dates. It'll either be like that last week of September, the first week of October, maybe both. And I'm trying to figure out maybe hybrid.
Right.
So unfortunately, there's lots of questions before I can.
But definitely, we are doing it. So.
It says try standing up. It doesn't know I'm already standing up.
They're so smart, aren't they?
Swatches, I tell you.
This weekend, while Dave and I, we went to the zoo.
Yeah.
Right, and we walk from one part of the zoo to the other, and it's like an uphill. It's like a half a mile, so it's uphill.
Yep.
And we're walking, right? We're walking, and my watch says, "Are you working out? If not, you should seek medical help."
Oh dear.
Because apparently my
Heart rate went up a little bit.
and then Dave's like, "Yeah, mine just said the same thing."
Gotta
I
love the
love 'em.
watch. Gotta love the watch. But you guys probably noticed my phone's not beeping constantly today. I fixed the phone. I think I figured it out.
It's tough to get it. They should come with like an 11-year-old.
Right?
Because they get
That's how I know that I'm not old.
it. Exactly.
I
right?
got a new phone and I struggled to figure it out. I was like, damn.
This used to be easy.
I'm not old. This is no longer good. So, all right. I think we covered everything. We've got lots of dates. You can check the calendar. I actually have calendar dates for clubs and stuff, like I said, all the way out for quite a few months, though that September one might fluctuate if we figure out a way to do the event somewhere in there. But
I should just do Food Fetish from Animal Kingdom.
no one would think you were odd or anything.
No. I mean, who cares? I wore my llamas to the zoo. Someone actually noticed. These are not the llamas.
No, those
though.
are not
These are
llamas.
my polka dots. They finally came. They had the peacocks were there. There's a white peacock and a green peacock, and they were very excited. The peacocks this weekend. That was basically the only thing we saw at the zoo. And the guy that works there said that it's mating season for the peacocks, so be careful. So I jokingly said to Dave, "It's a good thing I didn't wear my feathers." This guy's like, "You have feathers?" I was like, "Oh, maybe." No.
Maybe. I used to have quite the collection of peacock feathers because my grandma's across, they had lots of peacocks. not like theirs. They just happened to,
Yeah.
they claimed that property. Yeah. And they would come over on grandma's property. So there was always peacock feathers in the yard that we would pick up, and grandma had them all over her house. And so there was always peacock feathers.
We have turkeys now at home.
That's fun.
So there's a family of turkeys living in somewhere in the back part of the yard.
I have a coyote, a very large coyote.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Turkeys.
Leaves very large piles. That's how we know it's a large coyote. It's yeah.
But yeah, that was so feathers.
That's the animal segment of She
So
waited 2 hours to get to
I
the zoo, and then everybody was sleeping.
Everybody at the zoo. We went to the Binder Park Zoo. 2 hours. The line was.
It's a nice park,
super,
though.
It was, and Sunday was beautiful. So it was 70, and it was nice to be outside. So it was okay. See, I haven't been to Disney since February of 2019. Need to go back soon. Yeah, September.
I don't remember the last time I was at Disney.
It's been 4 years, 3 years for us.
I think it was 14. 14?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 14.
Yeah.
Maybe it was 12. It was an even year. It was either 12 or 14. That's really bad. I don't know that.
It was definitely this September was a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah. One day she came in. She's like, "I need this time off." I was like, "Holy crap!"
I'm like, "Sorry, it takes 3 days to get there driving." I gotta stop and say hi to my mom. So
all right,
longer time.
I'm sure you guys totally care about all of this. So we will see you guys if you are checking in on the Fit Bees tomorrow morning at 9. We will be making a really cute small fry on a bodysuit at 9 a.m. And it will totally be here early. Mornings suck for me right now, so totally I'm going to be here early. I almost came early today, and then I was like, nope, I'm asleep. I was up though.
Well, we can get everything ready tonight.
So yes, we will do that.
I have the designs on a USB stick, so I'm like that much more.
Hey, that's better. Usually we're like,
I'm like,
where's the design?
Yeah.
It's 8:50. Do you have the design? I don't have the design. Do you have?
We'll just start it. It'll be okay.
Hayden, find the design.
Remember when we used to be like, oh, we had it all together because we were concerned. Now we're like, oh, it's 2:55. We should get ready.
Yeah,
oh, it's 3:15. We should turn the camera on.
Let's do that. Yeah.
I guess that's what a year does.
Yeah. So we will see you guys maybe tomorrow morning. If not, we will see you next week. And I hope you guys have a great week in between, if not seeing you tomorrow morning. Anything else?
No.
All right.
We'll remember tomorrow. Peace out.
All right. Peace. See you guys.